You're doing it to yourself. Just stop.
In these last 2 calls, she never said anything about lying, did she?
It's checked out.
No, she didn't.
And Mr. Copeland, is it fair to say that you still love Shannon?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You still love Thug,
Yes, I do.
and you don't want anything, and you don't want your testimony to hurt them, correct?
It's not about hurting them. I told you I lied. It's the truth. I lied.
I have no further questions.
All right, does anybody have Recross?
Hallelujah. All right.
Good afternoon, Mr. Copeland. I'll be brief.
Okay.
You recall this morning, Ms. Hilton spent a lot of time going over the fact that you're a liar, correct?
Yes.
And you told Ms. Hilton that before you ever testified to this court, correct?
Correct.
I did not call you here as a witness, right? You didn't receive a subpoena from me.
I haven't spoken to none of y'all.
Okay. You received a subpoena from the state to be here.
Take yeah from Miss Hills.
Thank you.
Okay,
Anybody else?
Doug. Doug just pressure cooked there.
Mr. Copeland, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to make sure we're all on the same page here. Your testimony is that what you told. Gotcha. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Remember, we went through your statements to the police in 2015, correct?
Correct.
All right. And you remember we pointed out the first time that you said that you had heard, first time you had claimed that you had heard that my client Shannon and Mr. Kendrick and others were responsible for Donovan Thomas. The first time you claimed that was June 10th of 2015, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you claimed that your source of information was Demekion Garlington.
That's what I told the police.
That's what you told the police. And you have made it very clear, I think, that your testimony is that was a lie.
It is.
Right. Now, what I want to make clear is your intention at the time, June 10, 2015, you were being arrested.
Yes.
That was the reason for the finesse, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your intention was that Demekion Garlington, Lil D, was going to back you up.
That's what I said.
Okay. And I want to be clear that the statement Shannon, Yak, Duop, and Nard, you were asked by Ms. Hilton if you told that lie that you made up on June 10th, you were asked if you had shared those names with anyone else. And I believe you said with Little D, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You said I shared the names with him?
Yes.
Yes.
Characterization of the question.
Okay.
You want to rephrase?
Those 4 names that you made up, you shared those names with Lil D, correct?
That's what I said.
Okay. And I'm asking, I'm not worried about what you said right now. I'm asking for the truth. So you shared those names with Lil D.
Y'all confusing me at this point, man.
I'm not trying to confuse you. You needed, in your mind, you felt you needed Demekion Garlington to back you up, correct?
That's what I thought he was gonna do.
Okay. And you needed to share the lie you made up with him, correct?
I told the investigator that the deal come clear me.
Right. And so you shared the information that you gave to the investigator, the lie. You shared that with Lil D, correct?
I shared it with Moontoon too.
Okay. And you, I believe your testimony was Lil D, after you shared it with him, said, "Damn boy, you hell." Is that?
He said he got my back.
Do you know? If you know, do you know who Moontoon might have shared that information with, that lie with? If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Do you know who Mr. Garlington, Lil D, may have shared that information with?
Well, I thought he was gonna tell it to the police, but I guess he didn't.
Okay. Do you know who he shared it with?
Um,
And I'm not asking you to speculate. If you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know.
Or note passing.
Okay. We just played some jail calls from 2015, correct?
They
Just did. Yeah.
I guess.
All right. And that was 394 Yankee, I believe, was the exhibit number. Every time you speak on those jail calls from jail, every jail you've ever been to, they play a recording in the beginning. A lady's voice comes on in the beginning, right?
Your call has been recorded.
Right. You know your calls are being recorded, correct?
Right.
You knew in 2015 your calls are being recorded, correct?
I knew before I even went to jail.
That's common knowledge, correct?
Right.
Okay. And obviously, if you're being recorded, you can control what you say on the recorded line, right?
Right.
So you can say things like, Lil D told me this or that, right?
I can say whatever I want to say.
Right. What you can't control is what the person you're talking to says. Like when Deshaun said, you're a liar, you're lying, you switched it up. That's the part you can't control on the jail recorded calls, right?
Well, you know that.
Talk about recordings. Let's move to meetings with the district attorney. You talked about several times the district attorneys, members from the district attorney's office coming to meet you in jail and in prison too, right? Federal?
Not federal,
Okay.
but state.
State jail
No,
and
no,
state prison?
County jail.
County jail. Okay. Rice Street
Fayetteville.
in Fayetteville. Okay.
And Verito came to Rice Street.
Okay. Viverito had a, when we say Viverito, we're talking about investigator Viverito.
Yes,
She had a cell phone, you said.
she did.
Okay. Now you didn't have, you're in jail. You don't have the ability to record your meetings with the DAs in jail, do you?
No.
Okay. Do you know if they recorded those meetings?
The one in Fayetteville, I thought I caught Verito recording me, and then I started watching her phone.
Have you ever heard the recordings of the DAs when they came to meet you?
No.
Okay. What about in judges' chambers? You ever hear a recording of that?
What you mean?
A recording, an audio recording of that meeting?
You talking when I recorded them?
No, I'm talking about June 10th, 2024. You ever hear an audio recording?
No.
Okay, so the state has been playing recordings of phone calls you're making from jail, right?
I don't
The
understand.
state has played phone calls, recordings of phone calls you've made from jail. We just heard some, right?
Yes.
Okay, but do you know where the recordings of the state meeting with you, those meetings are?
Objection.
Know where those recordings are?
Come effects not evidence.
Sustained.
Okay, let's talk about the warrants for the murder of Donovan Thomas. Okay, you acknowledge that you were charged with the murder of Donovan Thomas, correct?
They charged me.
Right. And when you say they, let's talk about that. When you say they, you're talking about Detective Thorpe, correct?
So I'm talking about the police, the DA. I don't know who did it, but they told me I was being charged with murder.
Okay. Do you remember in 2015, and we talked about it, you gave statements about where you were that day, right? That you felt cleared you from the murder.
I did.
And you also lied to the police about Demekion telling you certain information,
But I don't say that for like a big time.
right? And you would agree that if someone were to believe that lie, it would have cleared you from the murder, right?
I don't get what
For
you said.
circulation.
Sustained.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Detective Thorpe, he took those warrants out on you in October of 2015, correct?
He took them out on me while I was in jail.
Right. After you gave that statement on June 10th, 2015, right?
Some months after, yeah.
Right. So he heard what you said on June 10th, 2015, and then months after that, he took out warrants for your arrest.
You say that again?
He heard what you said on June 10th, 2015, and then months later, warrants were taken out for your arrest for that murder, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And finally, may I approach the evidence?
me-
Your Honor?
Yes.
What do we got? Thank you, FFS, for the 60-second all-capped event session. I think the chat appreciated it very much. Thank you for your super chat.
Could you play that prior testimony? Do you remember testifying about do you remember when I stood up there and talked to you about your pending charges that were dismissed?
Yes.
Okay. Could you play that clip, Mr. Kokomo?
Do I gotta listen to it?
If you would.
You're right. He said he remembered it, so I would.
Is there some reason we need to hear it again? Can you just ask him about it?
Okay. I can.
Okay, let's do that.
You remember I was standing right there and reading the sheet?
Yes.
Okay. I was reading the sheet and you were agreeing with me, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I never said that Fonnie Willis signed the piece of paper, did I?
You say who name is that?
Okay. Mr. Kokomo, could you publish 27D?
He said, State, you try to boost your own credibility? Well, I'm going to fix mine. The shoulders. Look at the shoulders.
Okay, and Mr. Copeland, I asked you if Fonnie Willis's name was on the decision of district attorney declined to prosecute defendant. And that's your name on the sheet, right, Kenneth Copeland?
Yes.
Okay, and I asked you if Fonnie Willis's name was on the sheet, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the sheet starts out, comes now, Fonnie Willis, district attorney for the Atlanta Judicial Circuit, state of Georgia, and shows this honorable court the following, correct?
Correct.
And it's signed by another man named Kenneth Hutcherson, whose title is labeled as executive district attorney, correct?
That's what she just showed me.
All right, and you know Ms. Fonnie Willis to be the elected district attorney of Fulton County, correct?
I think she like the head person.
The boss.
Yeah.
Mr. Hutcherson's boss. Let me ask you, this was from 2021, right? When you were first charged with this false statement and false report of a crime. It was 2021, right?
When I was in jail.
Yes. Okay. Who was the attorney that got this case dismissed for you? Who was your attorney on this case?
You?
I was?
You told me?
Did you ever hire an attorney on this case?
No, I'm saying you told me.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, what advocating for yourself did you do that convinced the district attorneys to dismiss this case in January 2024? What did you do to get them to
Great
dismiss it?
question.
Sustained.
Oh,
Mr. Copeland, you've said in your testimony that you've been sent, the police have constantly sent you to jail for things you didn't even do, right?
Right.
The state has prosecuted you time and time again for things you didn't even do, right?
Yep.
People are picking on you, right?
Yep.
And then in January 2024, your case just got dismissed and you didn't even do a darn thing to make it happen, huh?
You told me. I didn't know.
All right, thank you.
beautiful.
Any other recross?
They just looking the other way. That was great. Was that it? Oh, we're passing notes. And Tamika says, I think Fonnie herself had Hilton address that. Okay, a little bit from Steele. Yeah.
With the court's permission, I'd like to publish 378 YD. It's in evidence already. Shannon Stillwell 24F as in Fox. It's 62259 through 62401, about a minute and 2 seconds. Mr. Copeland, can you listen to this? And this is February 21, 2015. If you need better headphones with the court's permission, we have other ones if you need.
All right.
I got somebody from his name. He called tonight. Well, I was kind of with him. They got killed, but it was a Friday night. And no, it was Thursday night. They had a barbecue. The barbecue just about it was blood and everything blood. Then the whole meeting was based upon me.
I can't understand what I'm saying.
John, can you stop it, please? Is that okay? Thank you. Would this possibly help? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I can't understand what I'm saying. We can give it a try. I don't know.
You know, may I approach?
Yeah, you can put it on.
You keep it easy.
And let's highlight this before Steele gets into the woodwork here, into the weeds. I just saw the chat ask, so wait, hold on. Schardt was his attorney? No, what just happened was that whole line of questioning was all of this time, they've been trying to rope you up for anything for years, getting you for stuff you didn't even do. They've always been at you. But somehow this one thing, just poof, it disappears. Like Chloe Albert's saying here. It just evaporated, as cases sometimes do, or as in this case should. How did this one thing being held over Woody's head kind of for a moment just suddenly go away? It just suddenly went away, and nobody even told him. He didn't have an attorney that was advocating for him. He didn't advocate for himself. He didn't even know what happened with it. So Schardt brought that point in All of that unwinding and rewinding that the state tried to do to make it seem like, well, you said you were telling us the truth. So when you're saying things that don't fit with us right now you're lying, right? Well, Schardt just beautifully laid out how desperately they wanted Woody to testify. How he was forced to testify. That they were playing with him. Sticks and carrots. Just beautiful, beautiful, and concise. Let's see what Steele does. And thank you so much, Chloe Albert's Revenge.
What I want you to listen for, can you hear me? What I want you to listen for is any mention of this conversation about you being killed with Mo, that conversation, any mention of Jeffrey Williams, okay?
All right.
I got somebody, I don't know his name, he was there, he ill, he called the night, well, I was kind of with him, they got killed, but it was a Friday night, it was a Thursday night, they had a barbecue. But barbecue just about, it was blood, everything blood. And the whole meeting was based upon me, they was all in there talking about this and this, talking about this and this. So the nigga Mo was on the phone, so Mo told everybody, I need every last one of y'all, whoever 90s scraps here, whoever that other nickname, supposed to kill me. They gave all of them guns. The same night, they gave every last one of them guns. Say, treat me to a gas station and kill me. I forgot whatever. But he called and told me everything. He said, is this person a friend of yours?
Did you hear anything about Jeffrey Williams or Young Thug or anything
Knew
like
it.
that?
No, I didn't say nothing about him.
All right. And when the prosecutors asking you questions about your jail calls and Jeffrey Williams putting you in songs, do you know any other song that you are referenced in that Jeffrey Williams is featured on or performed with your name except Halftime?
You said do he got any other songs with my name in it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Which song?
Beat It.
Anything else?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. And then when you were questioned by the prosecutor about Monday, June 10th, 2024, coming from DeKalb County Jail to the chambers of Judge Glanville, you remember those questions?
Yes.
With all of your time, Judge Glanville was there at that meeting, right?
Yes.
All of your experience and horrors with the criminal justice system, all the arrests and prosecutions, all your convictions that are in evidence, tell the jurors another time that you found yourself speaking about the case with the prosecutor and the judge and your lawyer.
Never.
You said that you were coerced and pressured. Do you remember using those type of terms to testify?
I am.
Do you remember being told, and I know it was corrected by the Honorable Judge Whitaker, but do you remember being told by Ms. Hilton and Judge Glanville that if you don't testify, you have to remain in jail, not only until this trial ends, but all 28 people who are charged in this indictment resolve their case? Do you remember being told that?
No, they told me indefinitely. Whatever that word, they don't sound like a good word. And I asked her to explain it to me. And then he explained it. And then she broke it down to me that every defendant, so that means the people that go to trial next and all of that.
Okay.
And it could take up to so many years, and you're not about to sit in jail all them years.
And Judge Whitaker said that's not correct and corrected it, right?
Huh?
Later, the Honorable Judge Whitaker corrected that, said that's not true.
I didn't hear her.
Okay. I want to ask you, and if you need those, if those help, the headphones, I want to talk with you about the jail call. It's states 295Y, as in yesterday, starting at 350, Your Honor. That's wrong. It's a little later. It's 4:06 407 to 420. I wonder if you can focus, if they help you, if it's they swear to God we killed Nut, so they going to stay on you, and at 411 they swear we smoked Nut. If you could listen to this.
He was ready. He said, sure.
Baby, yo, swear to God, we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you. Hello. Stay away from shit, bro. You just don't know it be your hood, bro. Your hood scared you, bro. Don't.
Were you able to hear that better?
Yeah, real good.
What was said? Tell the jurors, and they could listen to it their own at their leisure too.
Which part?
Both parts. When Max was speaking, who you call Max, Jeffrey's sister,
She
What did
said,
tell the jurors.
they gonna swear to God we killed Matt. She said, I mean, Nut. She said, can I hear it again?
Of course. With the court's permission, Your Honor, we're going to replay. And that again is the same exhibit 295Y, and it's from 407 to 420.
Baby, yo, swear to God, we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you.
Swear to God we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you.
Say it one more time.
Swear to God we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you.
Did it say they swear to God, or did you hear it? What did you? I apologize. Did you hear they swear to God we killed Nut?
Objection, asking.
So that's how Dolly talk.
Sustained.
Okay. Explain it. Explain what you were going to say.
She talk fast, so when we was on the phone, she like, they swear to God we killed Nut, so they gonna stay on you.
Okay. And then Mr. Kokomo, with the court's permission, is going to continue. For
Hilton's
that other
acting like
person
that's
speaking, it's a
wrong.
man's voice. If you know who it is, tell the jurors and what that person said, if you can tell. And that's at 411.
Nut, so they gonna stay on you.
They swear he smoked Nut.
They swear
He smoked Nut.
you smoke Nut. Okay. All right, Mr. Copeland. Now, you said, you can take off your headphones if you want to. You said multiple times that you were raised in a situation where law enforcement, you believe you had to lie to them. Do you remember saying things like that?
Y'all have to. Yeah.
And some people don't have that experience. Law enforcement assists them. Was that your experience growing up in your area?
Yeah, when I grew up, the police used to run in from my house and beat my uncles up and kicking out door. So my whole life, up until my mama died. So yeah, we didn't like the police.
And when you get in that interrogation room, you said earlier, it's not about the truth. You remember saying that?
I'm listening.
Is it about just getting out of there?
Yeah, that's the purpose of going in the interrogation room, to finish your way out.
And do you know people, other people, do you personally know, who lied to the police in the interrogation room?
Shit.
Relevant, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Last questions that I'd like to ask you, a series of questions. Ms. Hilton asked you, Jeffrey's not seen on the Texaco video changing cars like you told the police. You know what I'm talking about, right? I have you.
Yes.
She then asked you about, was there switching of cars in the back of the Texaco? Do you remember something like that?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
That's my first time hearing it.
To verify or support your statement, Ms. Hilton asked you the following items. Did the police show you found shell casings? Remember that question?
Yes.
How does that support whatever you told the police?
Oh, you lost me.
I lost you?
Yeah,
Okay.
you start over.
Yes, sir.
That question was withdrawn.
Okay, if it was withdrawn, it was withdrawn.
Did the police show you rental car records from Hertz? Do you remember that question?
Yes.
How does Jeffrey renting a car for you put Jeffrey into a murder?
They did it.
We talked about the surveillance video of the Texaco and about the back of it, so I'm skipping that one. How about Duke? You know who Duke is?
Which one?
Martinez Arnold?
Yes.
Javaris Bradford or Tuda, do you know who that person is?
No.
Ms. Hilton asked you about, did the police show you a jail call from Martinez Arnold and conversation with Tuda or Mr. Bradford? How does that implicate Jeffrey in a murder?
Your Honor, objection, Mr. Still invading the province of the jury.
Well, speculation, so sustained.
Okay, the way Ms. Hilton asked you, don't speculate. How does that support anything you told the police?
Sustained. I mean, that's not something he can answer.
Telephone calls on the jail phone recorded from Shannon Stillwell. Did the police share it with you? That was her question.
Yes.
Let me ask you a different verification or corroboration. Corroboration is a bad word. It just means it verify. You know what verify means?
Yes.
Okay. It verifies your story to the police. How about Detective Gaither speaking with Miss Quarterman, Deshaun Quarterman, and you told the police Deshaun Quarterman knows all about this, right?
I did.
Well,
I don't.
in one of your statements.
You said I told the police that she knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about the police ever recording a call with Deshaun Quarterman saying, tell us what you know? That ever happened? Did the police ever show you that?
I don't think they ever questioned her.
Okay. How about this? You have your cell phone, or the police have it, June 10th, 2015, right? You got arrested with your cell phone at your home, right?
Yes.
How about give you the phone, the police are recording, and you call Jeffrey Williams, and the police can listen? Did that happen?
No.
Thank you, sir.
All right, does
Thank you,
anybody
Your Honor.
else have questions? Follow-up questions, no, everybody? All right, Mr. Copeland. Is he released or just excused?
He'll be excused for right now, Your Honor.
So he's excused. he's
Look at
not
his face.
released. Or is he released
Look at his face.
or just excused?
He'll be excused for right now, Your Honor.
So he's excused, he's not released.
Of course it doesn't.
Okay. Mr. Copeland, you are excused. It is,
Oh, what
I
do you mean?
guess, possible that you might be called back, but until you hear otherwise, you don't have to come back here again.
It's not over with?
Well, your testimony for right now is over with. The trial is not over with, but you don't need to concern yourself with the rest
Look
of
at
it.
them.
But as I understand, he's still under subpoena. Okay. And Mr. Engelberger, thank you again for your willingness to step in here for us, for the court.
I tell you when.
You may be, and obviously stand by as well, because he's not released, but yeah, we
he
would
trying
let
to
you
take
know
the
and give you all
headphones?
those some heads up if he's to be recalled. Thank you. What? Okay, thank you.
He was asking how y'all gonna tell me when I need to come back, like if I need to come back. Like how am I gonna find out I need to come back? So there's a little bit more of court. We're gonna watch it. But what do you guys think of the way that cross went? Because Doug was short and sweet, pressure cooking. Schardt was really effective. And what I think was so amazing about what Steele did is my timestamp until right now, Steele's cross was just about 15 minutes, including playing those recordings. And look at Schardt smiling in the background. Look at them back here. But Steele, each of the points that Hilton tried to make on about 4 hours of redirect today, Steele was able to dismantle them one by one and address each one of those points in just 15 minutes. There is no reason that Hilton needed to take 4 hours trying to do what she did today.